Oop, didn't realize I was on here. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the live stream tonight. Today is Friday, May 21st. We'll be back on sideband 144.250. Friday nights are a little quiet usually. So we'll see how it goes tonight. Usually Sunday night's pretty busy because they have the Bozo Net and some other things going on. Usually Sunday is like more of a, I don't know, hobby type of day. So Friday night's usually meant for going out and having dinner and whatever else. So hoping to get some people out on the frequency tonight. Looks pretty clean tonight. I don't have any interference that I normally have. Even with a preamp on, it's pretty darn low. So let's get to some radio here. If I can get my microphone where I want it to be. Nothing else really to talk about other than thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this on a replay. We get on and do a live, I wouldn't say a show, but I put up this frequency up on YouTube. Some of the guys can listen to themselves coming back. They make adjustments and whatever have you. And I got a keyframe problem again. That's unfortunate. Sorry about the delay there. I got a looks like I have a problem with the stream, but I'm going to keep it going. Last time it said I had a problem and everybody said it was okay, so I'm going to double check before I go completely on and put some radio on. Looks okay. Looks okay. A little bit of a delay tonight, not too bad. A little bit of a delay tonight. All right, so let's get to some radio. That noise you just heard was my Mirage amplifier turning on. It's the B320G. Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf monitoring 144.250 from the beautiful city of Chino, and I'm 2 miles north of the Chino airport. And I'm looking outside my window, and it looks like they have some rain showers up into the mountains. Anybody out there in frequency by chance? kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf, monitoring 144,250 from the beautiful city of Chino, 2 miles north of the Chino Airport. Those of you watching on YouTube, I just text one of the guys. He's going to jump on here in a few minutes. It is just after 7 o'clock here in Southern California for those of you watching in California area, or Pacific times, or East Coast time.
Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf monitoring 144-250 from the beautiful city of Chino.
WA6QXA, Keith, monitoring.
What's up, Keith? K6EGG from Chino on frequency.
Hey, Greg, happy Friday.
Happy Friday for you there, and you're looking forward to enjoy your nice up and coming weekend.
Yep, I've been enjoying the weekends a lot lately.
Excellent. By the way, have you been outside and looked at the clouds over the mountains right now?
I didn't see the clouds over the mountains, but it's chilly out and kind of breezy at my house.
Yeah, it got chilly a little bit ago, and I'm just looking out my office window here to the north towards Baldy right now, and it looks like there might be some rain in there.
Really? I didn't know we were in store for rain.
I'm going to look on the weather and see if there's anything for, what does it have Boston in here? For weather up in the mountains.
I look at the weather report down here. It's supposed to only be 66 max tomorrow, but they say sunny. So it doesn't look like any rain's in store for us, but chilly, 66 max.
Enjoy your last cool weekend probably for a while.
Well, hopefully we don't have any major heat waves anytime soon.
It is snowing up in Baldy right now.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, I'm looking on the radar right now. If you're watching the stream, I can put it up here.
Right on, that's unbelievable. Anybody else on the frequency this evening, or is it just you and I?
Just us. I called out a couple times. I only texted you, and nobody came back. So I was like, hey, I'll give Keith a text and see if he's coming out tonight.
Yeah, I was on earlier this afternoon when I got home from work and whatnot, and then it kind of got dead. So I went inside for a while. But yeah, when you texted me, I said, oh, yeah, I'll come check it out.
Excellent. I don't know how late I'll stay up tonight, but I'm a little wasted. It was a long couple days so far. The traffic is actually what's dragging me down right now. It's a 2-hour commute home again tonight, and I was 30 miles closer.
Yeah, dealing with that kind of thing is like, yeah, wears you out. It's just so stressful, too.
Yeah, I was thinking about it all day today. I think I was more stressed on the way home than I was at work today.
Probably because you already threw in the whole day, then you got like, deal with the 2 hours afterwards.
It was like the extension of work.
Exactly. Probably It was like, yeah, harder work than doing the job.
How's your interference tonight? Is it pretty clean?
I got about an S3 right now, so that's not horrible.
And are you running power right now?
Am I making the grade okay?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you fine. There's no noise here, so you're definitely coming in quite good tonight, but not your normal S6 or 7 or so.
Yeah, I'm running 47 watts. Sure, we'll do something about that. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, you almost tripled your signal here.
I've been pretty happy with this linear that I got from Fred. It's a pretty good one. You know, they don't make this one anymore. This company's not around anymore, put it that way. But it was a good one back in the day, and it's been working out pretty well for me.
So it's working for you definitely. What is that, 160 watts?
It says, hang on a second, let me see this, hang on. It says 45 in, 170 out, but with my watt meter, if it's even close to accurate, I've gone 200 watts with it.
That's pretty impressive. It's about what I'm doing right now. I think on sideband I do like $1.90.
Yeah, I find that sideband doesn't do as much as like FM.
See, that's weird. I'm doing about 220 on FM. I have a little bit more. I don't understand why it does that. I thought I'd get more on sideband, but it's directly the opposite of you.
Yeah, that's what I found from the radios and stuff like that, the linears. But anyway, this one's been doing great. The only thing it doesn't really work on is the preamp, but it's not that big of a deal.
You know what? For the two amplifiers I have, the other one I have in my closet, I don't think it ever worked, preamp that wise, and I don't think the preamp's working on this very well. It just adds noise.
Now the Mirage that I have, its preamp works, but not this one. But you're right, it kind of just amplifies whatever's out there. You know, if it's noise, it just amplifies the noise.
See, I have the preamp on right now. I have S9 of noise.
Yeah, that's no good.
No, thank you. I'm good with that. It's just like I hear like a whine, like a wee sound.
So do you work in the same location tomorrow?
Yep, till Sunday. And then I have 3 days off, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully there'll be no traffic tomorrow night. But yeah, just 2 more days at the site.
Okay, not bad.
Best part about it is we're off the air at 5 p.m., so I'm hoping to be out of there by 7:38. Be home before 9.
I just looked at the calendar. 3 weeks from today is my last day at school. 2 weeks from today is the last day where I actually teach the kids, and then I actually have Memorial Day off the week from Monday, so things are winding down for me.
Good for you. You're almost there. So your last day is what, the 11th?
Correct, 11th.
Man, I can't stop yawning. I didn't sleep very well last night. Did one of those, kept on waking up in the middle of the night and looking at the clock and checking to see what time it was.
When I went in, I actually was watching a little TV, and I actually fell asleep for a short while. I probably took like a 30-minute nap. It kind of revitalized me a little bit.
Have you been on the radio at all today?
Like I said, said, I was on it when I got home from work for a while. Friend was on there and stuff like that, but then it just kind of like died. Nothing was going on, so I said, well, I'm not going to just sit around here and listen to the static.
That's what I was doing till you popped on. I tried calling Fred on the way home on 5-2. He didn't come back again, so that's 3 days in a row that I've tried him. And 5-2, I didn't hear anybody on it on the way home. Usually, like, Friday nights is pretty dead on ham radio because everybody's going out to dinner or hanging out or whatever and doing, like, normal type stuff. I'm finding that Sunday nights seem to be the busiest night. Sunday and Mondays of all nights.
Now, what do you do, come home to 10 from L.A.?
It really depends on traffic and if I want to pay the tolls on the 10. The tolls are like $12 or something like that. It's something outrageous. So I've been taking the 60. I can hit the carpooling after the 605 pretty much all the way home, but it was after the 57 it was stacked, so I ended up getting off and taking side streets home. But generally the 60 is my bet.
Well, what are you talking about, the tolls on the 10? There's tolls on the 10 now?
Yeah, they've been there for about 10 years, maybe 7 years. It's kind of like the 91 express lanes. There's like 2 of them.
Oh, I see. I mean, it's not a requirement, but if you want to get the cruise, that's what they are.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, sometimes they're just as stopped as the normal traffic. So there's no advantage to taking them, and you're spending that money, and you're like, ooh. If I'm spending that kind of money, I want to go 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, for sure. $12, and you're not doing any better than being in the other lanes. That doesn't make sense at all.
I have a problem with them doing it on a public road like that. I can understand like a private company making like the 241 and cutting that thing through the mountains there, but an already private or public road, they're charging people to go on it. That's not cool.
Especially that kind of a price. That's unbelievable. Now, since it's just you and I, I'm going to put it on live stream so I can hear it. So I'll probably be delayed a second or so.
Okay.
I'll just talk to you through the live stream then. Since you're watching the live stream, I'll just talk to you on the live stream. Now it's going to be delayed.
Yeah, you do the live stream, I do the live stream, it'll all work out.
Yeah, see, we can have a conversation. You won't even know that I'm not talking on the radio because you're not listening to the radio.
Hey, what did you find out yesterday with your issue with the live stream?
I fixed one problem. It was a setting. I tried to do 3 different streams at once, one Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, and I messed up some of my settings for YouTube, so I fixed that part of it. The other part where I'm having it do a circle, whatever, it keeps on resetting, I guess you can say, when I'm watching on my account from another computer. For some reason, it keeps on doing this little circle wheel. I still haven't figured that out. I thought it would fix the problem, but it hasn't.
Okay. I'm pretty happy with what my audio sounds like tonight.
You sound pretty good tonight. I don't know if you're watching the stream there. You could see the freezing up on my computer there.
Yeah, I'm going live stream only right now. That's why I'm delayed. Yeah, I see.
And if I use Google Chrome and not sign into my account, it's fine. But once I sign into my account, it starts to go bad.
That's strange.
So I thought it was a setting I did, but other people are not complaining. I watched it on my phone. I watched it on my my iPad. As soon as I sign in my account and watch my own feed, it goes bad for some reason, which sucks because that's my confidence monitor, and that's what I use to chat when people are on, which doesn't seem to be not too many people watching right now. Only 2 viewers, and one of them's you.
It seems like the delay's a little longer tonight. Does that sound right?
It is.
Hey, your clock's working.
That it is, and I have it on the ultra low delay as well. Let me try something here. I don't know if it will speed it up or not, but I just changed a couple things.
I just turned on my radio, started talking to you. I didn't even see if if I was dialed into you. But I sound like I am. Did you have to dial into me, or was it just the luck of the draw?
To be 100% honest with you, I left it how it was last night, and I think you were the last person I talked to last night. You or Alex, I think.
Okay, maybe I'm in the same boat.
Oh, you're right on 250? We must have some wonky conditions. Sometimes you're dialed right into me, and sometimes you're not. It's very weird. Hey, next week when I'm off, I would like to try to see if I can zoom you in here.
On the same frequency, I'm off a couple KCs, whatever it is considered.
I keyed over you by mistake.
I'm into that. I'd be into that.
Cool. We'll give her a whirl and see how that's gonna work out. I got to figure out the audio and stuff for it.
Well, you'll have to figure it out because I have no clue what you're going to do.
It'd be a little tricky getting my audio back to you without getting your audio, because the way I have the signal routed from the computer back in, if that makes any sense to you.
Okay. You sent me a couple days ago those little accessories to get to use an external mic. I'm definitely considering doing that.
Yeah, you definitely see a difference in your audio for sure. A lot of people I know that talk on Heil microphones, they sound kind of bassy and a little bit distorted. So at least on this band, I've not heard on HF bands. I heard they're really good on HF bands, but just have that in the back of your mind.
I think you said you're going to try a 58.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be using, trying some of the mics I already own.
Yeah, I think you said you're going to try a 58 if I recall.
Yeah, that's one mic that I have. I have a few different kinds, so I'll just experiment.
That's why we're all here, and you can tell the difference on here, which is even better.
Fred's had Heil mics. He has Heil mics, and he doesn't care for them because he said that they cause problems. They short out or something. They're kind of fragile.
Yeah, I've talked to a few audio guys that are pretty well known in the business, and they don't like the way they sound at all. So on the audio side, I don't think they sound good. I don't know how to make microphones, but I don't like the way those things sound. I'll go with a Sennheiser or Shure or Electro Voice, which I'm talking into right now, before I'll touch one of those things. Just because they're more proven. I mean, this microphone here is in pretty much every single radio station in the country, and probably most of them in the world, or they want them, or an SM Shure 7B. So I would go with the trusted source, if you know what I mean. And there's not much price difference between the two, the Heils and the Electro Voice and Shures.
Yeah, I've heard people talk on Heils, and I'm not really that impressed either.
I guess the word I was looking for, trying to describe the sound quality is they sound very tony. Like Bose headsets, they sound very tony and over EQ'd almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love your sound, and if I were to get something, I want something to be punchy and crystal clear, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. If I was trying to make contacts, I would probably change the EQ in this a little bit, just so I would cut through the noise. But for like normal rag chew like this, I'd like to try to give as much bandwidth as possible. And being a musician and a teacher, you probably have a very good ear on how, and kind of picky by how you are listening to stuff.
Yeah, I want to sound as good as I can, and I'm actually, like I told you, this thing doesn't sound bad for just the old stock mic.
No, but an external microphone will definitely give an improvement. Something to think about, the quality of your station audio-wise, the more people will enjoy listening to you just because your voice sounds clear and crisp and easy to pick out. That's from what I was reading on a...
Daddy, come in here?
Yep, my daughter. At least that's what I was reading on one of the, I think it was EHAM posts.
Well, those two things that you texted me, the foot pedal and the foot switch, I should say, and the that adapter cord, being able to make it work, that's pretty inexpensive investment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just you can make your own adapter, but some of them you need to put a capacitor in line to take voltage out. Some of these newer radios, the The microphones need voltage like this particular radio, I believe. So they wire everything right, they ground everything correctly, and everything is usually, in there really good. Not to say like you couldn't do it yourself, but for me, it's a lot easier for me to just buy it. So I got to admit, I suck at soldering, and I absolutely hate soldering.
Yeah, I'm not that good at it either.
Can you see my daughter in the background here?
Yeah, she's so precious.
He's got something to say.
Hello.
What's his name?
Keith.
Keith.
Hello.
Keith plays instruments. Do you like music?
Yes, I love music.
You like music?
Daddy, you mean music on here?
Yeah.
She developed that DJ voice at an early age.
She does talk differently when she talks into a microphone, I can tell you that much.
How old is she now?
She's 3.5. Going on 16.
No kidding.
She's going to show you something. It's a microphone I gave her. There you go. Show them. What is that? Is that yours?
Yes, it is mine.
Oh, there it is.
So the other day that I was on here, I have an old wireless Vega. If you're familiar with watching Oprah Winfrey, it's one of those type of microphones, hand mic. And it was a working hand mic. This one is just a XLR with no connector on it. And she didn't want it because she thought that a wire needed to be plugged into it, and it wouldn't work.
Oh, it's wireless?
She didn't like the wireless one for some reason, and that one actually worked.
Funny.
I just got to keep her from touching anything in here. If she starts messing around with knobs, I'm hosed.
Will I need to put any form of EQ on the mic, or will I just have to wait and find out?
I would wait and find out and see what's going on, see how it sounds. Like, listen to it on the stream, coming back to yourself. You could see. Let me take that off. That looks goofy. I was just trying to show my daughter. And just be the judge of yourself. Just go in there and make some changes and see what you like and see what you don't like. And, I know I think I talked to Andy, kind of talked me into this setting, and Rob. So this seems to be the sweet spot. I went and changed something for Fred, and everybody complained about it. They said it was too bassy.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I think I was around during that time. It sounds really good. Doesn't sound overdriven or anything. It sounds like maybe you're doing FM.
Beautiful. That's exactly what I want to do, is try to give it the fullest, richest, clearest sound that I can possibly do, because it will be more soothing for the ear. If you have like a distorted sound, people mix up distortion with loudness. There's two different things. Distortion could be at a different dB level, which you know what, you probably know this, being dealing with instruments all the time. Wow, that's hard. It's hard to concentrate. Don't touch that, please. You won't be able to hear us. So people think, oh, it's distorted, that it's loud, and a lot of times that just because it's distorted doesn't mean it's loud. It's squeezing it's distorting the frequencies within the signal itself, but it's not creating anything louder.
pleasant to have to listen to.
Oh yeah. So if you look at my meter on the bottom right, the audio scope, when I go like this, see how smooth you don't see that many jagged lines. If I add a bunch of EQ into it, you'll see that those certain frequencies in there would be peaking and causing like splatter, and you'd hear it in your ear.
So are those meters pretty unique for the the 9700 you're on?
Yes. And by the way, when you talk, do a hum and let me see how that looks on the meter there on the right. Yeah, see, you got a little tiny bit of distortion on the high end, mid to mid highs.
I'm going to try it again, backing off the mic a hair, see if that does anything.
Yeah, it actually helped a little bit. So you may want to bring down your gain just a little tiny bit and talk closer into your mic that way.
Yeah, because on sideband I typically get into the mic pretty fiercely, 2 inches from my mouth maybe, but now I'm probably about 5.
You can also over-deviate your transmitter, and that will also cause a distortion, as well as an audio distortion. So you'll have a frequency over-deviation as well as an audio over-deviation, because you're just overloading the transmitter itself.
See, I can't look at the meter and make heads or tails like you're able to do. I'm not that trained.
Well, you could see it on mine. You could see, so see when I stopped, 1, look how clean that looks. Now, if I add the bass, watch me add the bass. Now see that get a little jagged? And I don't sound as good probably.
Yeah, put it back.
Good evening, gents. AJ6BE.
Hey, Eddie. How you doing? Keith here.
Good. Happy Friday night.
Absolutely.
Andy and Keith, I'll be right back. K6EGG. I'm going to say goodnight to my daughter.
See you in a bit.
Did I speak to you this morning, or was that yesterday morning I spoke to you, Andy?
Oh, no, it was the TGIF for sure.
Okay, that's right. I can't keep track sometimes, Yeah. You're doing a pretty good job. I'm happy to be able to hit you on my mobile. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good conversation. Most of the way in there, I had to run for work, but it was certainly working.
I seem to do pretty good until I get to like the 73 freeway. I take the 73 freeway to the 55 to get into work. In that little area, it gets harder for people, and I think it has a lot to do with there's these tall fences or whatever, brick walls and stuff like that, and I think it hampers my signal and stuff. I'm almost like in a hole or something.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like the 210 freeway up in Irwindale and Glendora. It starts to go underground like 50 or 100 feet, probably 50 feet, and concrete sides and all that makes it tough.
Oh, yeah, I remember the conversation. When I first talked to you, you said you couldn't hear me that well. I was just getting on the on-ramp, so I was kind of low. And then once I got on the freeway, I'm probably, 30 feet higher, and you heard me much better.
Yep, exactly.
So, you looking forward to the weekend?
Yeah, man, I'm tired. It's been, I'm not like Greg tired, but I'm tired.
Yeah, I've been kind of like that lately, too. In fact, I took a little nap this afternoon, actually. I had a little long, maybe a half an hour, 25, 30 minutes, but it kind of helped revitalize me. But, yeah, my Fridays are like tough schedule, man. I teach 6 classes.
Yeah, it's been kind of like that for me as far as getting up early and then things running way into the night. It started really last Friday. I had a job Friday night that just went terrible, and got the 10 o'clock at night call, the 11 o'clock at night call, the 3:20 in the morning call, and then I had to go into the Corona location for some problems and stuff. So I don't think I fully recovered from that yet.
Wow. Does that happen very often?
No, I think I'd change careers if it did. I mean, I certainly had my moments when I was younger, but I'm in a position where typically I have people between me and that, and it just didn't work out that way last Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have that issue, getting woken up at 3:30 in the morning to deal with an issue.
A lot of the people I deal with at work, they want my help from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and what they don't realize is a lot of times I'm up and out at 4 o'clock in the morning, so when 6 o'clock in the night comes, I'm 14 hours in, but they don't really understand that.
Is this employees you're talking about, or customers?
Internal customers, fellow employees, though. I mean, anytime there's like a special rate that needs to be run for trucking or something like that, they get me involved, and it's amazing how often that happens at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, can we have a family or not? Is that not allowed or what?
So you'll just get a phone call you have to deal with typically?
Yeah, and what frustrates you is a lot of times it's people had stuff in their email box and they're just finally getting around to it, but they need an answer right now, and I get it. We all get busy, but it just gets old, especially when you're kicking it off at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that makes for a really long day, and it can be frustrating at times.
I can imagine, like, let's say, I don't know if you drink with her, but what if you had a couple beers and you have to deal with these guys you don't want to because you're trying to relax and enjoy, the evening?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to decompress, but I'm kind of in a position where you can't really do that.
Well, that's why you get paid the big bucks, I guess.
I guess.
That's one thing I got to say about my job. Typically, when I'm done, I'm done. There's not a lot of evening, afternoon planning or any of that kind of stuff and grading in my particular position.
Yeah, I don't take anything off teachers either, though, man. You guys work awfully hard, and I've got several teachers in the family, and ever since COVID hit, they're working 14-hour days too, and it's we all have our things we got to deal with,
Yeah, for me, since I teach music, I don't give homework, and so I don't have a bunch of stuff to have to grade and so forth. I do have to give grades, though, 3 times a year, and I have roughly 700 students, so that when it comes to grade time, it takes a little while, but it's only 3 times a year.
Holy cow, yeah. That's crazy.
Well, I teach at 2 schools. One school I teach everything from kindergarten to 6th, and the other school I don't teach the full school. I teach 2nd through 6th. And then I still have a cloud campus once a week. It's got if everybody were to show up, there's 100 students in that class.
That's a lot of kids to grade, man.
Yeah, so I'm starting to like kind of figure it out right now, you know, with just I have 2 more weeks left with the kids, so I'm starting to put grades together now instead of waiting until the last minute. There's not going to be a lot of things that's going to change between now and see them 2 more times, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you can kind of get ahead of it then?
Exactly.
Well, every little bit helps.
When we first had to start Zooming, man, I had to put in so much time, and it was mainly because they threw all this stuff at us, and we're supposed to use this application, this software, and this thing, and never used it. So it was like a major learning curve. They threw us 2 different softwares that we were supposed to use to do certain things, and that's on top of learning Zoom too. So actually, there's maybe 3 things. And then they're like really figuring out, when we first did things, I had to create a lot of videos. So I used iMovie typically, and I had to like relearn how to use that and get good at it and quicker at it, because that was taking a long time too.
So how long have you been teaching?
This is my 28th year.
Oh, so you're almost getting used to it then.
Almost getting ready to retire. I plan on putting 30 years in if things go right, then I'll hang it up. I taught for 2 years, and I left it for 8 years, and I got in sales. I was a sales rep for Porta Cable and a sales rep for Stanley Tools. I might have told you that before. So had I not done that for 8 years, I would have been at maybe, 35, 36 years by now. But it's all good.
Wow, that's a long time, man. I wish I would have been at my employer 30 years already. I'd be a whole lot closer to retirement.
Yeah, but I don't think you're 62 either.
No, I got a few years to get there.
To the most part, I enjoy my job, so it's not that big of a deal, I mean, I enjoy what I'm doing. In fact, I've had perfect attendance probably for 3 years.
Yeah, that's usually a sign you like what you do.
There's other teachers, man. We get 10 sick days a year, or 10 days, however you need to use them. And I have teachers, fellow teachers I know that just burn them out every single year. I have a year's worth of sick leave bank if something were to happen to me. And if I retire, I will, without using them, they will give me an extra year's worth of, retirement. So instead of putting in 30 years, I can get my retention off of 30 years, I will get it off of 31 years.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, as far as teaching's concerned, we get a lot of vacations. So I just feel like, unless I'm really deathly ill, I'm going to work. Because it's a pain in the neck, number one, to write up sub plans, and there's not going to be any sub that can do a better job than me even when I'm sick. So I just deal with it,
Yeah, well, I would think the subs are always out of place, trying to figure it out.
Well, especially music. Yeah, rarely do you get a musical sub, so you have to do things like throw this video in and show the kids this video for the day, that kind of a thing. Greg's back.
Huh?
I think Greg's back.
Welcome back. Actually, I'm the one coming back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back, Mr. Welcome Back.
Andy, once again, your station sounds rocking through all those canyons that I was going through yesterday. That's pretty good from where you're at. How far up is your antenna? I know you showed me some pictures, but what is it, 10, 20 feet above the roof line?
I've got a full 10-foot push-up, and then probably another 5, so 15 feet, and I think to the peak of my house is another 15. So it's probably minus a few feet off of that. So probably, where was I? Probably mid to high 20s, 22, 23 feet to the bottom of it.
It's up there pretty good then. What are, if you don't mind me asking, your cross streets there?
I'm between First and Second Street by the high school there in Norco.
The work that you've done to your station, you've increased your dB gain to me by about 2 dB.
That's awesome. I think most of that's, well, all of that so far is the antenna. I've gone up a little bit and then put a better antenna up. And hopefully this weekend I'll get the better pipes to the antenna. Maybe we'll see a difference there too.
I remember there would be sometimes conditions were bad. I had a hard time hearing you. You'd be between the 6 and 7. You hit me with a solid 9 all the time now.
I like it.
And Andy, we got a hill between us too.
Not between you and I, right?
I believe so. That Naval Command System Center thing, there's a hill right there.
Oh, that's true. I always forget about that little thing. But, yeah, it's a little bit of something to go through.
So we're not all that far apart there. I think we're probably the two closest.
Yeah, for sure. And with Rob, I definitely have some hills to climb for Rob because I'm on the back side of the hills from him. You know, I don't have a lot of elevation. I'm at the foothills or the base of the hills. I wish I was up top though. There's some places up there I just think, man, I wish I had that house. Imagine putting an antenna on that one.
You could put a repeater up there probably.
Yeah, some of them are just in such a nice spot for that.
So when I talked to you yesterday, I started at an S9, just west. You know what? It was just east of the 605, I think, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, you were right at the 605, 210, I think, when we started talking.
And Keith, you're right off the 605 as well. Once there's a corridor, you could have like bounced through all the way up there.
Yeah, my location is right, basically the 605, 405 on the west side of that corner, northwest side of that corner.
Yep. So you're looking at a map. You just shoot down to 91 to Andy there, so you probably have a pretty solid signal there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little south from the 91, probably 5 miles, but yeah.
I still don't know how Curtis's signal is making it down here, and we're making it up there with all that dirt in the way.
He does have a little elevation.
Yeah, but that's a lot of dirt in there, man. I remember one night I was talking, I made a UHF call frequency contact in Lancaster, of all places. And this guy had a mag mount on top of his trailer.
Wow, well, that's crazy.
Talk about a ground plane.
Absolutely, but man, he made the trip. I mean, he was not that strong, but he said I was like an S5 to him. And I'm like, I don't know how you're making the trip. He had 25 watts. And I was running, whatever, like 35, 40, whatever my radio does.
Yeah, I was up, I don't know if I told you this, I told somebody this, but I was up in Palmdale the other day in the morning at a plant to go look at, and I could hear Fred clear as day. He couldn't hear me, but I could hear Fred clear as day up there. It was pretty impressive. I was on Avenue T, next to one of our plants, and Fred's booming in up there on a little antenna on my car.
And Keith, you guys keyed together right at the beginning.
Yeah, my bad. I was just saying, I've never talked to Palmdale Lancaster ever on the radio yet.
I don't recall hearing Fred do it either. Maybe Fred's getting there but not able to hear coming back. But then again, I didn't have the bigger antenna on my car. I had a smaller one, so I was surprised I could hear him at all.
It's not exactly a large population out there too, so I'm sure a lot of the amateur radio operators out there, if there is any, which there is, are probably on HF or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
My brother lives in Lancaster. There's like canyons and hills and stuff like that the signals have to go through there too.
I think it's higher elevation, right?
I think it's considered the high desert.
Yeah, I think it is a high desert, and they do have a little bit of elevation. And I've never talked into Santa Barbara or Ventura County, but I made a contact in Stockton one day on FM on 5.2.
From down here?
Yep. It was one of those propagation days.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it when he told me. I'm like writing down his call, and I looked him up, and yep, he's in Stockton. He was running a vertical, although I looked, he has pretty massive antenna array though.
Well, that's my new goal, I guess.
Massive antenna array or talking to somebody in Stockton on VHF?
I'll go both.
Aim high and higher.
They're 2359, so they're higher up than I actually thought they were.
And what are you at?
Me? I looked it up just the other day. I had to put it in for my coordinates for D-Star. 26 feet.
Wow. That's how I figured mine out at 600 and something.
You're at 600. Man, I'm almost at 1,000 here.
No, according to the deal, I was 600 and like 658 or 678, something like that.
I've spoken to Ventura before. I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's a good climb.
Elevation here is 728 feet at City Hall in Chino.
Yeah, so we're pretty much the same then.
I thought you had a little altitude on me there. Yeah, so I guess we're pretty close.
Trying to see if I can figure out how to go back in my radio and see what I did there, because I had to put it in here, and that's why I looked it up.
Andy, I looked at houses when they were building them in 1999. I don't know how long you've been there. I think it's called the Norco Hills. It was like hidden. I can look it on the map here. Hidden Valley map or Hidden Valley Parkway, I think it is. I had dropped out of escrow because I temporarily lost my job.
Yep, I'm right at the base of those hills. That's if I guess if you looked at a map, I'm probably between 2nd Street and Hidden Valley, probably almost in the middle.
How close are you to Hillside Avenue?
I'm on Hillside.
Oh. Lots of land in them houses there.
Yeah, I've got an acre.
Hey, you can build a big giant tower there, you know? That'd be fun.
Totally could, but I got electric wires all over the place.
You are not that far away from the, there's a VOR there.
Are you talking the one on 6th Street?
Actually, I don't know what street it's on. I see something. It's on top of a mountain there. It's the Paradise VOR.
No, I guess I don't know what that is then.
112.2. It's a air nav guide.
Probably what's jamming all my signals.
I wonder if you can hear it there. I can't hear it from my house. It's kind of aimed towards the sky, so but you're close enough you might be able to. 112.2. I'm sure Denny and Tony probably use that Paradise VOR a lot.
So, Andy, you ever been to the Saddle Sore Saloon?
Oh, yeah.
I was just looking on a map and to kind of get an idea where you're at, and I saw that, and I had to ask.
They make a good burger there.
Do they? Who?
Have you been to any barbecue contests out there? There's a pretty decent sized one at an equestrian center there in Norco.
A barbecue contest or barbecue restaurant?
They have a barbecue contest once a year. They've done it the last like 6 or 7 years, except for last year. They have it in an equestrian center, like in a little cover thing.
Oh, yeah, I've never made it to that.
I met a couple of the big-time barbecue guys up there, I think 3 years ago.
I think a couple of them have since opened stores here. There's a new one on 6th Street called Speakeasy Barbecue, and then there's one on Hamner that opened up. I can't think of the name of it, but it opened up real close to 2nd Street. And we have a butchery now.
Not to be morbid, but my grandparents are buried in some cemetery in Norco.
Yep, that must be the one, what is it, on Arlington?
Don't know. That sounds like it possibly could be. I haven't been there for years.
That place looks good for barbecue.
Which one, Speakeasy?
Yeah, Speakeasy. It's like Texas style.
I haven't been there yet.
Kind of bummed they don't have a menu or a website, a real website. Now I'm hungry.
I know, right?
Whenever I work in the morning, it throws my eating schedule off.
So, Andy, what about Norco's Best Burgers?
Nice people. It's a good place to go to get, basic food, make a good burger. If I had to choose a burger, I'd go to Saddle Sore first probably, but they're not bad.
Next to the DMV, right?
Yes. Yeah, the owner's a really nice guy and good people. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to get like scrambled eggs and bacon or something for breakfast, it's a good place for that. It's I'm trying to think what it would be equal to. It's like a nicer Farmer Boys almost, but it's not as greasy and it's much better quality than that, but same kind of concept.
Farmer Boy went downhill once they start expanding.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I was a real big fan growing up, and then I think the last 10 years they changed their meat, and it's just kind of McDonald's kind of like barbecue hamburgers, charbroiled hamburgers.
There's a place called Frank's in Bellflower that makes it's a barbecue joint, and they make a killer burger. They may have different styles, different flavors or whatever. Where they do this, they do that to them. That place is killer. But you'll pay the piper. You're talking $14, $15, but you get a side of baked beans or this or that, whatever you want.
You're almost paying that for anything anymore. Heck, I went to, of course I got a shake, but I went to In-N-Out. It was $11 today.
Burger, fries, and a shake?
Yep.
Did you get triple?
No, just a double-double, number one combo. In
Costa Mesa, it was Wednesday. I went to this place that my friends tell me that's pretty good. It's a Mexican place. You get a burrito. They wanted $11 for a carne asada burrito. I just walked out. I said, I'm not paying that. And I went to this place that I knew was across the street, basically, that I've eaten before, and bought one there instead.
It's crazy how much stuff has shot up just in the last year.
You're right, man. Food especially.
Good thing I don't have to pay for gas, because that's up 60% right now.
Big problem is because, minimum wage is $15 here in California, so they got to charge more to cover the cost.
I'm just not a fan of the quote-unquote COVID charge.
Same.
Agreed.
Prices are really high, so that's affecting the restaurants too.
And some of the restaurants in LA County now are charging a quote unquote mandatory 20% tip.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. A place I went to today and another place I went to in Hollywood at the Hollywood Roosevelt. It's a hamburger place. It's actually decent hamburgers. They charge a 20% fee. And then at the bottom, they have put thing for a tip. It's wait a minute here.
I've seen that at restaurants where you have a big party, but never just required,
And I'm not a cheap guy when it comes to tipping, but I'm not a fan of somebody forcing it down my throat, because I have a couple times not, given a tip just because it's super bad service. But don't force me to, give 20%, or maybe they mess up a lot, I'll give 10% or something like that. You know what I mean?
That's how it should be. It makes them work harder for it. But yeah, those days are gone.
I'm big time. If it's better, I'll even go up about 20%.
You double a little bit, Keith.
My bad, sorry.
Not my bad. I was just saying that I start at 20%, and if service sucks, I drop it down big time. And if it's better, I'll even pay more than 20%.
Yeah, that's how I am. If you gave me bad service, well, depending on how bad, but I'm usually like 15's my bottom floor, you know. I struggle going under that. It would have to be really bad. But 20 and 25 is not uncommon, you know. If you give good service, you're going to get a good tip. So if you force me to give 20, which I would consider as a pretty good tip, that's just not right.
I don't know if I'm considered cheap, but I give 10% on takeout.
I think that's generous. If I'm just going in to pick up food and leave, I'm not a fan of tipping at all in those scenarios.
I agree with you 100%.
I do that mainly at the places that I frequent quite a bit, you know, especially like when it was like COVID and all that kind of stuff where they were hurting for the business. I want to make sure they stayed open, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I definitely did things differently during COVID and still kind of do, but when it was really bad, we were making a point to try and go to places and, you know, throw some money at them. But generally speaking, pre-COVID.
I had an incident the other day where I went to a Korean place that I always go to, Korean all-you-can-eat barbecue, and this guy kind of like tried to cut in line in front of me when I was trying to get my seat. Anyways, so the lady that sat me was actually my waitress. So she got me in and out of there really quick, and she made it a point to grab me and seat me because she saw that guy trying to cut in line. So I slipped her an extra $5. I mean, that's service. That's customer service right there. That's how you take care of somebody.
That's earning it.
It was busy in there. She had her stuff together, totally.
I got to go out to lunch. This has been probably about a month and a half now ago with a friend for lunch. We had an extended lunch when I was still Zooming, stuff like that. And this is a Mexican restaurant, you know. But the guy was like, I am so glad to be back to work, you know. And I gave him a tip bigger than what the bill was. I didn't double again, did I?
No, you were fine there. I got pulled away, lost my attention there, sorry.
And I just took my headphones out just for a quick second, but I could still hear. I was pulling my sweatshirt off and took myself off the screen in case my belly came out.
Kramer, I like his show, Mad Money, and you know he owns a couple of restaurants in New York. He stated that 150,000 restaurants went under during COVID.
It's a horrible business to try and stay afloat when you can't get customers through the door. It's just insane.
And when you have to spend more money.
And with the freebies that's been handed out, you can't even get people at $18 an hour.
Yep, that's a common problem.
He said on the TV he had 7 interviews one day. Only one showed up to the interview.
There's a chef, Andrew Gorell, I think how you say his name. I went to one of his restaurants down in Orange County right during the middle of the pandemic, right after they closed everything, like totally, even for outside dining. And I think we follow each other on Twitter and we chat back and forth every once in a while, Messenger. He says he's having trouble finding somebody at $20 an hour, including a $200 signing bonus if you stay for a month.
The driving industry for dump trucks in my industry is suffering for similar reasons. Two reasons, really. The government nipple, for one, being, problematic. But the other thing is, you can park your dump truck and go work for Amazon and drive one of their trucks and make a pretty good living. So why drive your own truck and have the headache? A lot of people are stopping. They're going to work for Amazon.
I heard this. Husband and wife being unemployed and collecting all the goodies and stuff like that could be making I think it's $83,000 a year.
And there is the problem.
Is that nuts or what?
Yeah, it makes you wonder why the rest of us work sometimes,
Last year when they still had the extra $600 on top of the $450, there were some weeks where I went to work where I only worked, one day, and I wasn't eligible for the unemployment. I lost money, but you know what? I still have my pride. I would have definitely took the pay cut just so I can get back to work and put money into my 401k and stuff and have some pride.
Yeah, we have an interesting thing happening. Everybody's been working at home so long. When they first started working at home, everybody was itching to get back to the office, but we've been at home so long now our group doesn't want to go back to the office. So that's a new problem we got to deal with.
Rob was mentioning that with his company, they're going to downsize they have a really expensive, too much room now, and they're going to downsize because not a lot of them are having to come back in their line of work.
We have something similar to that too. We have our corporate office for California anyway is in Glendale. Well, apparently at the end of this month they're vacating that. So where is that going? They had 2 floors there at a pretty big building. So I imagine they're going to let a lot of those people. They were accountants and things like that. I guess they could all work from home. But my team are customer service related people, and they pretty much have to be. For everything to work right, it just works better in person.
One of the companies I work for, they're not really, I guess they're moving into another building, and it's way smaller, and they're just not going to have the staff there all the time in there. I think they're going to have some sort of temporary type offices where one person can come in for a couple days and another person can come in for a couple days, and they just kind of use the same space.
They call that a flex space or flex office or something like that?
Yeah, they're renting out 2 floors of a downtown, actually 3 floors, I think, of a downtown LA office building, and they're moving to Santa Monica, only going to rent 1. So I think they're saving 50%, and they're sharing the building with another company, a network they're owned by. By the way, as we were talking about the restaurants being closed, a third more restaurants closed last year than normally would close. So on top of the normal closures, because a lot of restaurants have their their lifetime span, or they start out and they can't make it past 6 months, but a third more closed, established restaurants.
So when does that start hitting the economy? If you think about it from a stock investment, businesses not, they're artificially doing well right now. When do those wheels stop turning and come to a screeching halt? It's got to be coming.
You'd figure a couple months after they get off the nipple.
Well, but more than that, right? I mean, there's a lot of companies that are still in business because of government loans and things like that. Stocks are still very high right now, right? Because everyone's got artificial income or money. But when everybody starts reporting that they haven't made anything, when does the stock market crash?
Yeah, it was already being held up artificially, at least in my opinion, as well as some other economists. I don't know, but I know a lot of people are living off credit already, and they're not working that much. So I know me, personally, I've probably lost 20 to 40% of my normal income. So I'm not going on vacations like I used to. I'm not eating out every night like I used to. And that whole circle of money isn't getting spread out, so I don't know. It doesn't feel good to me.
Except for HRO, I didn't spend a lot of money.
Yeah, HRO thanked me for keeping the doors open, I think.
Yeah, I bought like 4 radios from them alone, not including like power supply and blah, blah, blah. So I gave them a little bit of business myself within a couple months.
Yep, they said if it wasn't for you and me. I think we've kept the doors open this year.
The board helped out a little bit too.
I bought my Christmas gift, this 9700 I'm talking on right now.
Well, our club, I guess, our group has kept them together.
When I went in there last year, they said they had one of their busiest times, busiest years they've had in a long time. I'm guessing because, like Keith brought up a couple days ago, you know, he got back into all the radio stuff because of COVID, because he wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah, it's that and preppers, right? Preppers bought a lot of radios, so add all that up. But now, you know, I guess part of the business or what I'm talking about with businesses hurting would be like supply, you know, like the chip problem and the cars not being able to get sold because there's no chips and everything else that's related to chips. But I mean, a lot of the raw materials and supplies to build the final product for other things was all cut back during this thing, and it hasn't fully been replenished yet. Well, those companies have to report their revenues pretty soon, and I just think that's the other shoe's going to drop soon. It just has to.
I would agree with you 100%. Being a former small business owner, I mean, you're running tight anyways. I don't understand how you can stay afloat, even with loans. I mean, because stuff has to come back, and stuff hasn't come back yet. And when, like, especially in this state, I don't know. And with the price of gas going up, and what lumber went up like 400% or something stupid like that. How math is not on my side right now for figuring out why this is working. How this is all, you know, flowing as well as it is right now.
Yeah, like lumber, it was up at 1,700 when it peaked, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Copper, too. All these things, man, getting really expensive.
Beef doubled since last year.
So where is your money safe?
Not in the bank, because inflation killed it. So if you had, I think I read somewhere, like, basically the inflation brought down your money and your savings by almost 19 to 20%. So if you had $100,000 in your bank account, now you basically have $80,000.
Yep. And I made the mistake of pulling out of the S&P 500, like when it was up high and this COVID thing hit and I felt like it was going to go down. I pulled out, and it did go down, but it didn't go down as much as I thought. Then it started going up, and I haven't put some of that back in. So I have some in inflation-protected bonds, which is okay, but I also have some just sitting on the shelf at 3%, and I'm losing there, I'm sure.
Hey, Greg.
Go ahead, sir.
What was your little business that you had? I never knew that you had one.
In the business I work in, you see like wireless microphones, and you see the people wearing like little earpieces and stuff. I rented that out. We had a problem with one of the networks I worked with in the 90s getting gear working. So basically I was working and providing that gear with my business partner. Both of us were working. So we were getting the rental and we were getting paid as an employee as well. So we just had to, basically it's like bringing our own tools to work. So the microphones you saw in the air in the 90s on a couple different networks was from me and my old business partner, Kevin.
So how long did that business survive?
About 5 years. It could have went longer if we would have dove in a little deeper and some other little stuff happened as well. But one of the guys that started out the same time we did, he's out in Texas. We kind of started the same time and kind of helped each other out with gear, and we subbed out some gear once in a while. He is flourishing right now. He has a couple little markets cornered for just himself. So we had a market cornered. We could have been big enough to either getting bought out or made a ton of money on gear and just offloaded all the gear. So just didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but I was happy. Being 24 years old and making all that money, I was extremely thrilled.
Yeah, that's pretty young.
There's also a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility. For one, just being a business owner and having that amount of money at your fingertips and not screwing things up. I'm glad I talked to a lot of smart people, and they told me invest, buy real estate and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't listen to those guys. They pounded into my head. Buy a condo, buy a house, invest your money. Don't just go out there and spend it on cars and ham radio gear.
Hey.
That's why you won't buy a sideband radio for your car.
Well, I told you there was a couple other issues. One is I don't want to invest a bunch of money in stuff like that and have that sit in my car all day. I work in a lot of places that get broken into quite a bit. So that's part of the reason. But the other part of the reason, I'm kind of happy with what I have. I don't really talk too much. I've probably talked the most since I've ever had a radio in my car the last 4 months. So that's kind of how I stand with it.
I tell you, when it's trafficy and all that kind of stuff, when you can talk on the radio, it sure does make the drive a little bit nicer.
And that's why I appreciate Andy talking me off a cliff. I was losing my marbles sitting in my car for almost 3 hours yesterday.
When that type of stuff happens, you should text me. I would get on the air.
I didn't think you'd make the trip up there. I didn't even think Andy would make the trip, to be honest with you. That's why I was like, what? I tried calling Fred, not text him, but it's calling him on the radio. I mean, I was way up in the valley, and I was going through Burbank and Glendale and stuff. There's a lot of dirt in the way. So I didn't think you would make the trip, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think I'd make it up that way. But part of the way, maybe,
I probably could have talked to Andy through Pasadena, the way his signal was.
So were you taking the 210 and the 60 or what?
Let me see. Yesterday on the way home, I took Sherman Way to the 405 405 South, to the 101 South, to the 134 East, to the 210 East, to the 57 South. I got off side streets at Sunset I forget the name of the Sunset Crossing, I think it is, and I jumped on the 60 for about 3 miles, then got on the 71, and then took a couple different side streets home. Just kind of jaggered my stair-step my way home.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to hit you. Is that the way you're going to drive tomorrow, too?
No, I'm up in L.A. I'll just downtown L.A., so I'll probably just shoot down the 60 if it's open.
I bet you we could talk if you're shooting down the 60 for part of that way.
You know, I have Hacienda Heights in the way. I've never heard you guys talk on it. I've heard you on the 105 once. Maybe when I get past the 605, I can hear you.
That's what I was thinking, but that's still, what, another 20, 30 minutes of drive time or less?
In the morning, probably I can make it there in 40 minutes, but at night it just depends. Usually the first to the 605 is the worst.
I'll try you tomorrow. What time are you going to be around the 605?
So you have to be there around 9:30, probably close to 8:45, something like that.
All right. I should be able to look for you.
I might be zoning out and trying to wake up or eat my breakfast, but I'll have my radio on 5 too.
Yeah, I'll yell at you.
Hey guys, I'm turning into a pumpkin. I'm going to call it. Have a great night, and if I don't talk to you before you go to work, have a good day at work tomorrow. We'll catch you guys later. Maybe with new plumbing. Who knows? Got to go to Orvac first. Hey, K6EGG, 7-3s.
Take care, Andy. Have a good evening, sir.
Yeah, good talking to you, Andy. 73. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, Keith, how do you like the mood lighting I have going on in my office right now?
Hey, let me turn it back on. I had it off for a while because when Andy got on, I started popping live.
I thought you were one of the 3 viewers tonight.
It's still on, but I wasn't on that page because I had some other things opened up. I started checking out maps and stuff like that, where Norco was. I'm going to give you a thumbs up right now. Bam.
Yay! I put it on I put the link on the SoCal Ham Radio page tonight, so maybe you got a couple viewers in there tonight. So hello to all you guys out there. And if there's anybody else on frequency, yell at your call sign, K6EGG on 144-250 from the city of Chino, 2 miles north of the Chino Airport.
Yeah, Greg, I like the light. It's kind of like spotlight.
Thank you.
Is that a new lighting?
Same lighting. I just shut off my my office light. Those LEDs give me a headache for some reason.
Yeah, it looks cool. I like it.
Maybe I'll go with this from now on.
Well, it works, and if it helps, with your eyes, why not?
Personally, I don't really want to be on camera. I'm afraid to pick my nose. It's on for all the world to see.
Remind me what the left meter is.
It's audio frequency, so the left is lows. He, ha. See the difference? See how it changes? Oh.
Yeah.
So that's bandwidth within the frequency there, within the you see within the carrier. And if I put it on narrow transmit, which I'll do here in just a second.
Wasn't that what Ward was on for a while?
Yeah, so this should be a little different here. See, there's no real lows. Do I sound a little different to you?
Yeah, you sound like you're talking to a tin can.
And this should be normal there. And you can see the meters a little differently too. It goes more further to the left and further to the right.
When I say you sound like a tin can compared to what you do now, there's a big difference.
Oh yeah, modulation within the frequency is huge. So this sees the whole bandwidth within the frequency carrier itself. So I basically moved everything in a little bit so it's a little more narrow towards the center.
Very impressive.
It's amazing how a little setting like that will change your audio on there.
If it wasn't for you streaming like this, I'd have no idea what I'd sound like to make it better or worse.
I would love to see how I sound like directly out of a radio. I know you've totally helped out, and I'm hear it through your telephone out of your speaker, but I'd like to hear, like your guys are hearing the output of the radio without coming out of a speaker. It's getting like the direct feed. Basically, you're hearing yourself like I would hear you out of my radio.
Recording on my phone, it's not the highest quality in the world, for that matter.
It's also picking up like what you're hearing off your speaker versus the actual electronics coming out of your radio to a speaker, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I can do this.
Surprising how some of the regulars just haven't been on that much lately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. By the way, do you see the difference in how that sounded?
Oh, yep.
So that's what I'm hearing when you do that, when you record for me. So it's totally different sound. Yeah, I don't hear Ward out here too much.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him, I don't think, all week.
I wonder if he's sandbagging. He's one of the 2 viewers.
God, I don't know. Yeah, I hope he's okay. I know that he's been having some back issues.
Me and him both. I think it's part of my front issues I'm having, though.
So when you say the 2 viewers, is it thumbs up? Is that the viewers? Like I give you a thumbs up, or is there something else that tells you the viewers?
When I'm streaming, I can see something called analytics, where I can see current viewers. I can see a chat rate. I can see playbacks, and I can see. That's it for at least the analytics side. So I could see when people are dropping on and off and stuff like that. Like one of the nights we had over 100 at once.
Wow. All right. Hey, Curtis, AJ60, you out there? You sandbagging? Come back to us if you're out there. That was worth a try.
Is anybody sandbagging on the radio? Don't be afraid. Jump on in.
I heard a W4O and then that's it.
I just heard something in there. Go ahead. Don't be afraid.
so.
There he is, speaking of the devil, Curtis.
Hello, Moto. What's happening?
I was just calling for you. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm one of them sandbaggers. Sorry. Of course, I haven't been on the radio a lot lately. Ever since the war in Israel started, I've been watching that almost every single day. Well, now that it's over, I can get back on the radio.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've talked to you for over a week. It's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear you, too. You sounding good. I haven't heard Fred. I think I heard him earlier on 5-2.
Yeah, you're giving me about an S7, strong signal, great audio. I talked to him a little bit driving home from work, but yeah, he hasn't been coming on the nights lately that much lately, it seems like.
Yeah, well, you know, if you do a whole lot of one thing all the time, I don't want to say it gets old, but, you know, there's other things to do in life. Other than ham radio, which I probably shouldn't say that because my wife thinks that's the only thing I live for. But there are other things, and you know, when you're off for a little while, it's fun to get back on.
Yeah, I've noticed it slowed down in general, and my hypothesis is, you know, things are opening up. People can go to restaurants now. The weather's getting nicer. People can do things outside. We're not so boxed into our houses like we were, you know, in the past year and all that stuff. So, yeah, people are doing other things now.
Figures when I'm available, everybody's going to be gone.
Yes, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. And of course, I do talk to my son every day on his way home from work, to work and from work. So it's not like I haven't been on the radio at all. It's just I've been watching a lot of TV lately.
Figures when you guys were all busy talking, I was at work. I wasn't able to join in, and now that I'm free, there's going to be nobody on the radio.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. By the way, Greg, yeah, your signal sounds good. You didn't put your what is it, diplexer back on your radio?
No, I'm going to keep it off unless I'm going to try to work on UHF at this point. I seem to have a little better SWR and a little better receive, so I think that's the best bet for me.
So I just switched over to the X700, the same one antenna that Ward has. Did my signal come up to you any?
Oh yeah, you're almost peaking in S3. How about you, Keith? Did it change for you?
I could barely hear him all of a sudden. Did he switch antennas?
He did, to a vertical.
Anyway, yeah, I went back to my beam. Yeah, your signal's like an S9 when I'm on the X700, and it's a little bit less, maybe about a 7 on my beam, which is kind of weird.
And you're not even showing up on my S meter. I can hear you fine, though.
Isn't that weird? Of course, you probably have your preamp turned off. I always leave mine on. You know, once in a while I'll turn it off just to see if I can still hear the people, but I pretty much leave it on all the time.
If you're on the beam, yeah, you're telling me it's an S7. I don't have a preamp on.
Yeah, so it's really weird. This X700 antenna, I have so many antennas for 2 meters, and each one is different. For me, if somebody was going to ask me, what do I thought of the 24-foot vertical, I'd say it's good. It's definitely very big. I can hear, sometimes I'll hear people a lot stronger on that than my other vertical or beam, and sometimes they come in weaker. It's kind of weird how that does that. So, but at least I can switch between them all, and until I just pick one that seems to be the best. You always seem to come in better on my beam there, Keith. Let me switch over to my GP9 and see if you still hear me. Now, I know you didn't hear me on the X700.
Standing by.
Okay, WA6QXAAJ60.
I got a light copy on you, Curtis. Light copy.
Okay, I went back to my beam, well, the beam is supposed to be a lot better anyway. It's 13 dB gain, which is a lot more than the X700 or the GP9, but sometimes it doesn't do as good. Sometimes the vertical works the best, so that's ham radio for you.
Yeah, that's what I think. I was thinking that typically the vertical works best for me and you, but yeah, your beam's beaming this evening for me.
Is coming in weaker on my beam. He's coming in S9 on my vertical, so go figure.
So you're coming in weaker on your beam, and how many watts are you running right now? You running full power, 100 watts?
I'm running 85 watts, so let's see, I can turn it up to 100, but I doubt if that's going to make any difference. Okay, I just scrolled it up to 100 watts.
Oh yeah, that made a difference.
Same here.
Okay, well, I'll leave it at 100. I've lately been dialing it down to 85 just to make my radio happy.
Well, my signal strength meter is more happy right now.
You got louder too.
Well, all right then. I like louder. I like stronger. So I didn't think 15 watts would make that much of a difference.
You went from no signal to about an S1 without my preamp on.
Wow. And I've talked to people that were only at S1, and, if I closed my eyes, I would swear they were coming in like 20 over 9. I mean, no background noise or nothing. Absolutely perfect. That's just a testament to the audio quality. If you got good audio, you can talk a long distance.
We were just talking about that. Keith was talking about getting some microphone or an adapter so he can plug some regular XLR microphones in to improve his audio.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I've tried so many different microphones on this radio, and I came back to the regular microphone that came with it, and I think it sounds even better than the $265 microphone that I bought. That's actually made by Icom.
Yeah, you definitely sound pretty good there. I've had some people say I sound good with the stock microphone, but so far with the RE20, I've seen people seem to like the way this thing sounds. Kind of distinct, the richness to it. A couple of people have said.
Yeah, it sounds real good. You can definitely tell the frequency response is perfect for communication quality. I mean, it sounds tight to me. It doesn't. I don't hear no echo or anything from the room that you're in. It just sounds. Of course, you're an audio engineer, so you know how to kind of talk close to the microphone and don't turn the compression up too high. So anyway, Keith, my elevation is 2,987 feet.
Okay, just shy of 3,000 feet. That's nice.
But I'm in a valley. That's why it's called Apple Valley. It's not, any type of mountaintop anything. So I am completely surrounded by mountains. We
were talking earlier about like the Palmdale, Lancaster area, and come to find out, they're roughly 2,400 feet up there.
Yeah, that's true. I've talked to several people over that direction, and it seems that if I point my beam a little bit more northwest, I talk to them better. I can kind of bounce my signal off the San Bernardino Mountains and get into Lancaster and Palmdale. But if I point it straight towards them, I bump into a bunch of other mountains that are not too far from me.
Yeah, I've heard people down here talking up there, but I've never talked to Palmdale, Lancaster area.
Whiskey Bravo 6 Delta, Juliet, India.
Whiskey Bravo 6, I hear you in there. Whiskey Bravo 6, this is Greg, K6EGG, I hear you in there.
Yeah, that other station, go ahead.
Was that W40?
Go ahead, I think I hear two different people in there.
Same here.
Is that Whiskey Bravo 6, Mary Yankee Lima? Don't be afraid. Jump back in. Hello.
Yeah, I heard a couple different stations out there, too. This is AJ60, Apple Valley.
And WA6, QXA, Long Beach.
And this is Greg, K6EGG, City of Chino. Just when I thought I got excited because we were going to hear visitors jump in here.
Is there another station out there trying to join in? This is AJ60. It's almost like I can hear voices way down in the noise. They sound like they're real far away.
They're not going to come back. So, of course, any major weekend plans?
Let's see. I'm going to my middle son's home this Sunday to go to a kind of graduation thing for my grandkids. And we're going to do swimming, barbecue, all that kind of stuff. Sounds like fun. I'm hoping it's going to be hot enough to go swimming. I think it's supposed to be 80 degrees, and he lives in Riverside.
Is that tomorrow or Sunday?
Oh, that's Sunday.
I was looking at the temperature. It's only supposed to hit 66 tomorrow here in Long Beach.
Yeah, it was really cold up here in the high desert. It was so cold I didn't even go outside to do anything. Right now it's 54 degrees, and it's usually a lot warmer than that this time of night. The weather is not as warm as it normally is in the high desert for whatever reason.
Yeah, down here this afternoon the wind picked up and it got really cool, chilly, where I actually put on some sleeves.
Yeah, my grandson Luke wanted to go outside and play in his red wagon when it was freezing outside. And of course, little kids, they don't know cold. Understand that? When they want to go outside, they want to go outside.
That's pretty good. Now, Curtis, your son that you talk to every day on, Monday through Friday or whatever, does he live up your way also?
Yeah, he lives pretty close to me, right across the hall.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Yeah, well, you know what? When I was growing up, when I got to turn 18, my dad and parents said, okay, goodbye, you're out of here. And I thought, well, I'm not really ready to go anywhere. I'd rather prefer to stay here. So when I had kids, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do that to my kids. So I told all my 3 sons, listen, guys, you can stay living here as long as you want. Just think of all the money you can save, because I won't charge you rent or anything. And so, they stayed probably a little bit longer than most people. So 2 of them have left, and my oldest one is still here. And I don't think he plans on going anywhere, which is okay, because it's nice to have a lot of activity around this house.
I stayed at my folks' house while I was going through school until I got to about 24, and my parents, kind of in a nice way, kicked me out by, they had this duplex, and they let me rent it for a very, very cheap price, where I think they charged me $250. This was back around 1984, something like that, and 83, 84, and I was able to rent it was a 2-bedroom. I rented out the other room for $175. So I was living there basically for $75 a month. So that was my way of getting out of the house.
Yeah, I don't mind. My wife and I take care of my father-in-law. He's going to be 90 years old this December. I've known him, 40-something years. And we get along real good. So we kind of take care of him. And my oldest son lives here with his wife and my grandson, Luke. So it's fun being, I'm going to be 69 this December, and it's such a joy to see my grandson, Luke, grow up. He's just at the stage where he can crawl, and he can pull himself up and stand, just about anywhere. Of course, I've seen him since he was an infant to where he is now, and it's, I thought, nothing can take the place of your kids. When you have kids and you see them grow up and start to learn to walk and talk and everything, that's like the greatest thing in the world. But when you start having grandkids and it's just, wow. I mean, I just love my grandkids so much, and I never thought, that anything could really be as more priceless than having your own kids. But grandkids I think they're more fun.
My father's turned 90 in March, so same age. Did you say your birthday's in December?
Yep, December 21st.
I don't know if we've had this conversation. Mine's December 22nd.
Wow. I mean, we deserve a great big prize, right?
Yeah, I'm sure when you were growing up, you always got the birthday, Christmas presents combined, right?
Yeah, I really disliked that. I really did. It just wasn't fair. I don't like Christmas combo birthday present things. I want a separate present for each holiday. But my wife spoils me. In fact, she just told me, I think yesterday, you know what, you need another antenna. I go, no, I don't. She goes, yes, you need to buy another antenna. I got antennas laying on my roof of my house that are not even up. But she likes it when I buy ham here. I don't know, she's kind of one of those kind of women that you don't ever want to get rid of.
Sounds like you'd have a swap meet with all your antennas.
I do. I'm a GP6 right here. I would just give it to Greg if he wanted it, which is probably a couple dB gain more than what he has up. And I think it's even a year old.
I would appreciate that. I wish I had a way to get that up there. I don't at this point, unfortunately.
You went from a GP6 to a GP9 to that 24-footer, right? Within a year?
I did, and I actually went through 4 antennas. I bought a Hustler G6, then GP6, then the GP9, and then the X700, and I have all 4 of them up right now.
What do you have up for HF antennas?
Let's see. HF, I have an in-fed half-wave dipole that's good from 80 meters to 10 meters. And let's see, I also have a homemade 17-meter rotatable dipole. And I have a homemade 40-meter NVIS antenna that's made out of telescopic aluminum. I mounted it on purpose, only 10 feet off the ground, and it's, I think, 66 feet long. That is my favorite antenna of all. That thing works so good. The noise level is so low on it. And probably my most powerful antenna is a 4-element ground-mounted vertical that has a single driving element and a reflector and 2 directors pointed northeast.
That vertical, what brand is that? Or is it homebrew also?
The vertical, when I first put it up, it's made by 05. It's 40-meter monoband ground-mounted vertical. And I put 37 radials that are 33 feet long. The antenna itself is 33 feet tall, so I put 37 33-foot long radials in a circle. And I used that for quite a while. Well, actually not very long. But I wanted something with a little bit more gain, so somebody had mentioned for me to, why don't you just put a reflector on your ground-mounted vertical and a director, and that'll give you, probably 7-8 dB gain. I thought, well, I never thought of that. So I tried it, and it worked so good. I added another director, so now I have a 4-element ground-mounted vertical antenna. I would actually add more directors, but it would wind up being in my neighbor's yard, so I had to stick with 4. But it works really good. I talk to South Africa quite often whenever I get on 40 meters, and the band, is okay.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out HF antenna. I don't know what direction I want to go. I don't have a lot of property, so I don't want to have these big, huge antennas, that's for sure.
Well, a dipole inverted V is, it's made out of wire. It's very hard to spot from the road. And in the inverted V configuration, it is pretty much 360-degree pattern, so that's probably the most popular for HF, and it's hard to beat a dipole antenna.
get a lot of noise on the dipole antenna?
Well, you get, the closer you mount it to your house, the more noise you're going to pick up. Everybody's always said, okay, when you put up an HF antenna, get it away from your house, because your house is one of the worst noise makers of anything. And hey, most of my HF antennas are they're more than 200 feet away from my house. So, and that is a true thing, because I have built HF antennas and mounted them right next to my garage, and the noise is definitely higher when the antenna is near your house.
Comment?
Go ahead.
I'm going to step off here for a little bit. This is Greg, K6EGG, actually for the night. Have a good evening. I'm going to leave the stream up for a little bit so you guys can enjoy. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow or the next day.
Good night, Greg.
Yeah, good night, Greg.
Who else was that?
Talk to the morning. Let me know, and I'll try to talk to you on the radio tomorrow morning going to work.
Copy that. Who else was that out there?
That sounds like Alex. K6EGG, I think. I could be wrong.
GGI.
Oh, hey, Alex. What's going on, man? You have a good evening.
Yeah, I've been monitoring, working on the computers, so yeah, everything's going well. Over.
Copy that. You have a good evening. I'll leave the stream up for a little bit as I jump in the shower before I go to bed.
Okay, QSL.
How was your day, Alex?
Oh, I don't know. It's a little busy with getting food in place. I ordered what we need, and that Instacart delivered it, but getting it in the refrigerator and stocking the shelves and all of that stuff is kind of a pain.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, that's kind of like a duty my wife handles, so I don't have to deal with it too much.
That's one way to do it, isn't it?
She doesn't really want me to do it either. She's very organized, and if I do things in the fridge, she wouldn't be happy how I arrange things.
Well, anyway, and then I dealt with the caregiver that came today, and she sure is a nice woman. We're all happy with it. She got mom bathed and then did some light cleaning in the house. That 2 hours twice a week sure takes the edge off, I'll tell you.
Yeah, sounds like you got a winner there.
Yeah. And it's just every once in a while, in a great while, she'll miss. And then she'll make it up 4 hours straight if she missed a week.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's going pretty good.
All right, good to hear. Well, Curtis and Alex, I'm going to head out here myself, too. It was great talking to you. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Enjoy your time with your family, Curtis, up there. And with that, I'm going to say 73 to y'all, WA6QXA. We're going to be clear.
Take care.
Okay, Keith, no problem. I'm going to go back. I was watching a Star Trek movie that I've watched many times, and I'm watching it again tonight, and I got to finish the last 10 minutes of it. So, yeah, I will talk to you later. Same to you too, Alex. WA6QXA and I think N6JJI. This is AJ60, and I'm going QRT also.
All right, 73, all the way around, N6JJI.
right. Looks like we only got one viewer. Probably Alex. Maybe he's sandbagging. Anyways, gonna sign off here. Turn down my mic gain here. Getting killed with noise. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off here for tonight. Thank you for listening in, and a little short night tonight. Only about 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so of streaming. I hope to be back either tomorrow or the next day, Saturday or Sunday. If not, definitely Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. At least one of those 3 days. So take care all, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.